Welcome to the Community Collective Podcast, a flip-flop agent production in collaboration with the Davison Area Chamber of Commerce. I am your host, Johnny B. Good. Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Community Collective Podcast. Today, I am flying solo. My partner in crime, Mr. Travis Howell, is out meeting with some of our community business owners, and I think he said he was either hosting or attending a luncheon. So I decided I was going rogue, and I was looking for a guest this afternoon, and I said to myself, you know what? I have spent the majority of my younger life living in Lapeer, right there within the city limits. And I said, I know that they have Lapeer Days coming up. So I think Neda Payne, the director for the Lapeer Area Chamber of Commerce, would be the perfect guest for us today. So Neda, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day and things are flowing and moving along smoothly for the festival and such. So I'm doing good.
That's fantastic. Yeah, as far as Michigan weather goes, I know that our winters can most assuredly drag on, but I tell you what, these beautiful summer days, I don't know if you can beat them.
No, you can't. You really can't. And like I say, it's a little short-lived. And I was thinking last night, oh my gosh, we're going to start noticing the days getting shorter. And it's just, oh my gosh. But you know what? Hey, the saving grace about winter is I don't have to worry about lawn care and I just get my driveway plowed when I need to. But that weekly mowing and caring for
That's
flower beds and all that comes to a halt. So you get a little bit of break from one thing. There's a
I,
sacrifice, obviously, because I am not an outdoor wintry kind of person, but I muddle through.
that is the same for me. They call me the flip-flop agent because I wear flip-flops year round while I'm showing houses. And it just feels
Oh,
like it makes the most sense. But man, oh man, I tell you what, winter definitely does drag on, but I appreciate your optimistic view of our winters here in Michigan. So with that being said, let's jump into some questions here. So you've been a resident of Lapeer County for a long time, and having served as the director for the Lapeer Chamber of Commerce, can you share with us how you see the community evolve over the years? What have you seen in the time that you've spent there with the chamber?
obviously, a lot of growth. Lapeer, it is growing. We've seen a lot of influx of bigger stores now, like Kohl's and things like that. One of the businesses that has done the greatest expansion is Racey's, Harley Davidson. We're seeing a lot of attention now through the commissioners to have different types of improvements and things that are community based, like a disc golf course in one of the parks. In the wintertime, they bring out it's artificial ice, but an ice skating rink, stuff like that. Our farmers market has expanded. We still have a lot of smaller individually owned businesses, but we are seeing, we've got three major grocery stores, Meijer, Kroger, and Walmart here. So that's nice. We've got a lot of selection and variety, but we're seeing some good growth. And obviously there's a lot of road work and stuff being done to improve roads and things like that. So a lot of infrastructure and stuff is progressing, and we've got a lot of great smaller businesses and have seen some nice improvements going in.
Yeah, you're exactly correct. I grew up in Lapeer and I'm in my early 40s. So I recall even when they connected DeMille over to Davison Road, that
Yeah,
was mind blowing for me. Building the bridge over the railroad track. I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
I can get on the other side of town so fast now. So yeah, when my wife and we make it over there, my parents still live in town. I am much like you, amazed at the expansion that's coming to Lapeer. And it's great. It's great to see. And there are still so many locally owned small businesses that I love as well.
And they really are the backbone of the community, the smaller businesses and such.
Yeah. I took my kids just a few weeks ago. We stopped over at Max's Donuts one day. And I'm like, man, oh man, I spent as much of my allowance money as I could at Max's, always getting a glazed donut whenever I had a chance. Of course,
Right.
I had to get my kids over there.
Sure. I know everybody loves Max's and they've been around for such a long time. And the nice thing about it is the quality.
Oh, for sure. And I tell you what, it was like stepping back in time walking in there. Even
Hmm.
though when the post-COVID world, they're not really having any indoor seating there, it was it was still just complete nostalgia walking in there. Everything looked exactly the same, down to
Right.
almost what felt like the cash register. I'm like, man, this is so great to see.
Yeah. Yeah. They have lasted a long time.
No, I love that. I love that. And kudos to the community for continuing to support them, because there was almost a line out the door as well. I definitely enjoyed seeing that too. So,
Sure.
as someone who's been deeply involved in the community in your time in Lapeer, what advice would you give to local businesses that are trying to navigate the current economic climate post COVID and just everything that's occurred in the last 5, 10 years?
Especially post COVID, it's been difficult. And with the economy right now fluctuating, there is for families with the cost of food and things, there's less non-discretionary income. That's going to be a challenge for a lot of businesses. And I've seen over the years businesses come and go. Obviously, it's really about timing. It's about, is your business something that people need or they want? And I think that needs to be a big decision. There's timing that you have to look at. And I know that people, I've seen them open shops and things, and it's something that they love. But if it isn't a necessary service or product during a challenging economic climate, then sometimes it's best to wait and to delay. Um, it's a challenge, obviously, for all of them because the cost of various goods and things have gone up, and they have to make a profit. They have to pay their employees, they have their overhead, they have their brick and mortar and so on. And a lot of times some of the smaller businesses struggle against the bigger box stores because they don't have the volume. One of the things I ask some of the new businesses when they join is maybe setting up like a customer appreciation program, or even if it's just you give them a punch card, and after a certain dollar amount in purchase, then that customer gets a discount. I think one of the things that businesses really have to strive for right now is you need to make sure you have the best employees, because your employees will bring people back or turn them away. So I think it's really critical right now for employers to have really good people who are dedicated to the business. If you are, and most businesses are, obviously, some aren't, but if you're open to the public, I think that is absolutely vital to make sure that your staff are welcoming and going that extra mile for your customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And how well stated. One of the things that I see as well on social media and the like is you have Pat over at Wood Chips, Cookies and Cream, and then I just been inundated in a good way, but inundated with all the good things that's going on downtown with Axcadia and whatnot.
Mhm.
And while those three businesses probably do focus more on like that discretionary income and, oh, let's go out and have a treat, or let's go out and spend an evening here or there, it appears as though they've really integrated themselves into the community and are listening to feedback and really engaging with them. Do you feel the same way with those businesses?
Yeah, there are a lot of them. And with Axcadia being brand new, obviously it isn't a necessity, but their crew is amazing. Their employees are amazing, and they've got great like packages and stuff. I think that's important. And I think that giving back to the community is important as well, because I think that endears you to people in the community and it helps a business stand out. I know we have Tilted Access Brewing Company here in town, and in the summertime, obviously their patio is just, it's packed, but the quality of their product is just excellent. Their staff is great. They do an Oktoberfest event in the fall, and they're always supporting other events. They're real involved with the Friday night bikes and the Monday cruises, the car cruises and things like that. They
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that they're a supporter and a presence.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, speaking about some of the events you have downtown, Lapeer Days is a significant event that's hosted by your Chamber of Commerce. Can you tell us more about the history of this event and its impact on the community, especially there in the downtown area?
This will be 121 years since the festival was founded. And it is the
Wow.
largest, it's the biggest event. And the nice thing about it is it's free. There's no charge to get in. And we have a lot of different bands and music and activities for kids, vendors for food and for merchandise, and the car show and various other things that take place during the festival. It creates a huge economic impact. And we've had people come from Wisconsin and from Indiana and from Ohio to come up and see the headliners and stuff on the weekends. Yeah, and the hotels, it does impact the community in a great way. Your hotels are packed, and a lot of people, downtown restaurants are packed throughout the weekend. People want to sit down, especially on outside patio. They want to people watch, or maybe they just want to sit down inside somewhere that's air conditioned, and not everybody is festival food. And then the gas stations, you think about the trickle effect that this festival has, because when the hotels are packed full, their employees are getting that paycheck and they're taking a percentage of that out into the community at grocery stores, at gas stations, drugstores, and so on. So it really has a huge ripple effect throughout the community. It really gives the community a huge economic boost. And I know for the downtown restaurants, it's their biggest single revenue weekend of the year. And then we have the Lapeer Optimists. Every year they have a huge presence. And so the profits that they make from their beer tent, the chicken barbecue, and now they have cornhole tournaments and stuff, they donate back into the community, particularly to groups that are youth oriented. They do some support of other nonprofits in the community, like maybe they'll donate to the homeless shelter, things like that. So it really has a huge impact, and it's very widespread.
That's awesome. I love it. And I grew up right essentially at the corner of M24 and Oregon. So those Friday and Saturday night concerts, I could literally hear them from my bedroom, even if mom and dad weren't letting me roll downtown. So we absolutely love Lapeer Days and always had such a great time, and are definitely looking forward again to this year's. From an administrative standpoint, as the executive director for the chamber, what are some of the challenges you faced in organizing Lapeer Days, and how have you overcome them?
Cost this year has, since COVID, everything has just skyrocketed, and we would not be able to have this festival if we didn't have the support from businesses and sponsors in the community who understand its importance, and a lot of them grew up coming to Lapeer Days. One of the biggest challenges is the cost of entertainment. That has gone up just astronomical. So much so that this year we have the Eli Young Band as our headliner, our national headliner. And then we have a regional headliner for Friday night that's a renowned foreigner tribute band. We have had to make some changes and such, and still trying to be able to have a festival that's free to families, because you figure a lot of families in this county, in this community, this is equivalent for them to going to, say, Cedar Point for a weekend. And it's just nice that we can still offer them a lot of free, fun things for the kids to do, no admission to attend, obviously. So then they can come down for the entertainment and the different activities and the parade and the car show and those types of things, and enjoy themselves without worrying about having to pay an admission fee or spend a lot of money to be able to come downtown and just enjoy the music and the entertainment and the activities and things.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very eye-opening for me as someone that grew up in the community and always went to Lapeer Days. You go to a different fair in a different community, whether it's the Eastern Michigan Fair or the Genesee County Fair, or one of the many down in Oakland County, and all of a sudden it's, wait, I have to pay just to walk in? This is unnatural, because I was so accustomed to Lapeer Days. Downtown is just brimming with people and vendors. I love walking up and down Nepessing Street and being able to interact with a lot of the local small businesses there. And then you go back down and around, and then there's the carnival and everything else. It's great, but it was very eye-opening. And I have to give credit where credit is due. You and the team over there at the chamber have done a great job keeping the event cost conscious for people. And that's not an easy task, for sure.
No, it's not. And gosh, I've been fighting this idea for years that a lot of people think that this festival is paid for with their tax dollars, and it is not. We have great partnerships with, obviously, with the city and being able to utilize the downtown and so on, and with the local fire department and stuff through the city. So we have a great partnership with them, but the festival itself is not funded by tax dollars at all. So it's all sponsorships and donations and other ways that we try to raise funds and money.
Yeah, and that's how true is that. We definitely receive those comments slash suggestions that our tax dollars this and tax dollars that. So we definitely can identify with that as well. Kudos to you for keeping up on that and making sure people know that it is the generosity of the community as well as the business owners and such to bring such a great event to the area.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this year specifically. Can you share any exciting new features or changes that we can expect from this year's Lapeer Days?
One of the things that we've introduced this year, and we're hoping that it goes, we've been having requests the last few years about doing a battle of the bands. So we're doing a battle of the bands this year. So if you're a band out there, a local regional band, and you want to participate, go to lapeerdays.com and download the form and get signed up. It starts on Friday evening. We have 10 slots, and there's a cost to participate in it. And then that, based on the number of bands that sign up, that'll be prize monies for the first and second place band. And Friday night will be first elimination, and then Saturday night until we get to Sunday down to the top two bands, and then they'll have the opportunity to do their last battle on main stage on Sunday evening. So that's one of the, yeah, a nice thing. And I think it'll be a fun thing. We just need to get these bands to sign up. People tend to wait till the last minute, and then just like I said, some great entertainment. We've got a lot of local and regional bands that are just exceptional coming into play. And then obviously we have all the free kids activities, that type of thing. And we've got a few new food vendors coming in. So we're changing that up a little bit. Our longest running food vendor is Bayou Billy. He's been coming for 25 years and everybody loves him. He has the most delicious Cajun style foods and stuff, and it's just absolutely great. And like I said, the entertainment changes up each year, so that's always new and refreshing from year to year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So one thing that I neglected to ask you, why don't you give us the rundown of when things start and when they end for that week for Lapeer Days?
Our Friday is our opening day, and we have like our craft show and stuff like that. So the festival opens officially at 11. And then Saturday is our big Lapeer Days parade, which is just huge. That's at 11 in the morning. And then Sunday opens at noon, and we have each year a worship service on main stage on Sunday from noon to 1:30. So the whole schedule of events is up on our website at lapeerdays.com. And so we just have a lot going on. Our inflatables on the courthouse lawn and all that. And we have the helicopter rides again, and the party ponies and Skirbic Carnival and the Optimus beer tent and those types of things. So we've got a lot going on. Everything has to be, all the vendors have to be set up by 10 o'clock on Friday and ready to go, and everything will, and people are coming downtown at 10 too. They're walking around and they're checking out the vendors and things like that, but things really start rolling at 11. So it's going to be a fun and a busy weekend. We're just hoping that this weather pattern will even itself out and be nice weather, and we don't have these up and down, back and forth, 2 nice days and then rain for 2 days and so on. Because you being involved in the Festival of Flags, everything is at the mercy of the weather. We've had some years where it was so horribly hot and humid. It was just, and you can tell crowds will be down a little bit because for a lot of people, it's difficult to breathe and be out in that heat and stuff. And then we've had some years, most years, where the weather's just been perfect and beautiful. We've had a couple of years where we had a rain out all day Sunday, and one year we had a storm blow through on Saturday afternoon, and it was in and out and gone, and we put things back together and just kept going, and it turned out okay.
Yeah,
So,
no, absolutely. And so many good memories there. It's hard to ever pick just one, but just going down there and smelling all the food from the food vendors and seeing the carnival rides, man, it's very nostalgic for me. And I encourage anyone that's listening, if you have an opportunity to attend, definitely carve out some time. So Lapeer Days this year is going to occur August 18th, 19th, and 20th, 2023. And that's downtown Lapeer, right there off Nepsing Street and the surrounding areas. Neda, Thank you so much for taking the time today. What a great thing you have going on over there. We are always impressed with what Lapeer Days, and not only Lapeer Days, but the Chamber is doing over there. You guys have a great and vibrant business community, and you're just our neighbors to the east over there, where we would be considered the neighbors to the west. And I know a lot of us, we love going over there, checking out the restaurants and just hitting up some of the parks. I think I spent most of my childhood in Crampton Park specifically. So you definitely can't beat that. And now that it pops into my head, I did just see the post you guys made on Facebook concerning the downtown chessboards. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
The downtown chessboards, yeah, I did see one yesterday, and there was a family there playing and so on and so forth. And I believe through the Downtown Development Authority. I think it's a nice little addition, and I'm just looking at it going, okay, I'm glad they didn't move that over too far because that's where West State would be. Like I said, I saw a family out yesterday at the one, and they aren't huge. You don't need a huge table for it, but hopefully people will utilize them and they'll have some fun with it and appreciate them.
Yeah, absolutely. And downtown areas are important, especially in these days and times. Having a place for people to congregate and enjoy some of those green spaces and those downtown businesses is very important. So, Neda, thank you so much for taking the time today. We really do appreciate it, and we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
All right, sounds good, John. Thank you for asking me to be on the show. I appreciate it.
Sounds great, Neda. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, you do the same.